TCP and UDP are both transport layer protocol used for communication over network, but they have different characteristics and are used in different scenarios. So here is the quick overview of TCP and UDP. So what is TCP? So it is stands for Transmission Control Protocol. It's a connection oriented, reliable flow control and congestion control. Like because of reliability, error checking, and connection establishment, TCP tends to have higher overhead and slower performance compared to UDP. So before transmitting data, a connection must be established between a sender and receiver using a handshake process. Then TCP ensures that the data is delivered in correct order and it transmits lost packets. It checks for error and guarantee delivery. And TCP uses mechanisms to prevent network congestion and to regulate data flow to avoid overwhelming the receiver. So the use cases are like web browsing, file transfer, like HTTP and FTP, email, SMTP, and remote connection like SSH or Telnet. So TCP is used when reliability is important. So let's see the flow of TCP. It's like building the connection, then data transmission, like segmentation and acknowledgement will happen. Then flow control mechanisms, then conjunction control, then at last like termination of a connection. The first one will be connection establishment. Before any data is transmitted, TCP needs to establish a connection between the sender and the receiver. The process is known as like three-way handshake. The first one will be synchronized. The sender sends an SYN message to the receiver to initiate the connection. It includes the initial sequence number, SEQ number for data that will be sent. Then synchronize and acknowledge. The receiver acknowledges the SVN messages by sending an SVN ACK message back. It acknowledges the sender's sequence number and includes its own initial sequence number for a connection. Then the last step will be like acknowledgement, like the sender responds to the receiver. So SYN ACK with ACK message. This final acknowledgement confirms that both sides are ready to start data transmission. Once the handshake is complete, both the sender and receiver have agreed on starting the data transmission. Now data can flow. Then the next step will be the transmission. Like once connection is established, the actual data transfer happen. And the first thing will be a segmentation. Large messages or data are split into smaller units called segments. Each TCP segment contains a header and a payload that actually like actual hard data being transmitted. The header includes like sequence number, identifies the order of the data, acknowledgement number, then flags like control bits like SYN, ACK, FIN and all. Then window size specifies the available buffer size at the receiver's end for flow control. Then after the receiver gets the segment, it sends an acknowledgement message back to a sender to confirm recipient. So the acknowledgement number is a TCP header, indicates the next byte the receiver is expecting. This feedback back loop ensures that the sender know if any segment has lost or corrupted and must be retransmitted. Like if the sender doesn't receive an acknowledgement for a specific segment within a certain time, it retransmits the segment, assuming it was lost or corrupted during transmission. Then the third step will be a flow control. It works on like sliding window mechanism to control the flow of data between sender and receiver, preventing the sender from overwhelming the receiver. So the receiver advertises a window size, like how much data it can accept at once. The sender can only send data within this window. As the receiver processes data and sends ACKs, like the window slides forward, allowing more data to be sent. This ensures that the receiver isn't overwhelmed by too much data at once and can handle the incoming stream effectively. Next will be congestion control, preventing network overload. Like also implements like TCP also implements congestion control to prevent the network from getting overload with too much data. So initially, TCP begins sending data slowly, starting with a small congestion window. The window size grows exponentially with each acknowledgement received as long as network is not congested. Once a threshold is reached, TCP changes to a linear growth pattern for the window size, avoiding too rapid an increase in the amount of data sent. If the packets are lost, detected via duplicate acknowledgements, TCP will quickly transmit those packets and reduce the window size temporarily to reduce congestion. Then the last step, like four-way handshake, that is a termination of connection. So once the data transfer is complete, the connection needs to be terminated properly. So TCP uses four-way handshake to gracefully closes the connection. The sender, often the client, sends an FIN segment indicating it's finished sending data. The receiver acknowledges the FIN with ACK message. At this point, the receiver may still send data back. So the receiver sends FIN segment to a sender, signaling that it is done sending data as well. Then the sender responds with ACK message and the connection is fully closed. This ensures that both sides are agree that the connection is no longer needed and all resources are released. This is how TCP works. Now see what is UDP. So basically UDP is a user datagram protocol. It's a connectionless and unreliable, unlike TCP, no flow or congestion control there. Then since it does not require error checking, connection setup or transmission of lost packet, this results in faster communication. So UDP does not establish a connection before sending data. It simply sends datagrams like packets to the recipient without waiting for acknowledgement. There is no guarantee that the data will arrive or that will arrive in order. If packet is lost, it is not transmitted, and it doesn't handle flow control or congestion, making it faster but less reliable. So the use cases are like streaming media, online gaming, voice over IP, and DNS lookups. So the like how does UDP works? Like UDP does not guarantee reliable delivery or in order packet transmission, but it's ideal for real time application where speed is more important than reliability. So it's a connectionless communication. Then a datagram, like the there is no guarantee of reliability, then no flow control and congestion control. Like again, like TCP, UDP doesn't have the proper flow and all. So it can, like the connectionless communication, like no handshake happens. UDP is a connectionless protocol basically, meaning it doesn't not establish like or maintain a connection between the sender and receiver before sending data. There is no initial setup like three-way handshake and all. And then data is simply sent as packets called datagrams. So no session maintenance. Like each datagram is independent of others. The structure of a datagram is like it contains header and payload. Header contains control information, and payload is actual data being transmitted. So UDP header, like a fixed size of 8 bytes, which contains source port, destination port, length, and checksum. Like checksum is used for error checking the header and payload. It's optional in IPv4 but mandatory in IPv6. And the payload is the actual data that's being sent, and its length is determined by the length field in the header. Uh, as I mentioned, like it's UDP is unreliable, does not guarantee that the data will reach the receiver, and it does not check whether the data arrives in correct order or not. So UDP does not retransmit lost packets. If a packet is lost in transit, it is simply ignored and no retry happens. And it doesn't guarantee that packets will arrive in the order they were sent. They may arrive out the sequence, and it doesn't ensure that packets are not duplicated. If the same packet is received multiple times, it is up to the application to detect and handle the duplication if needed. There is no flow control and congestion control. UDP does not react to network congestion. If the network becomes congested, packets may be dropped without any feedback to the sender. Uh, It's a low overhead since there is no connection establishment and no flow control. UDP is much faster than TCP. UDP does not wait for acknowledgement, which results in low latency, and application that requires real-time data transmission, where speed is critical, like online gaming or video streaming, typically prefers UDP. The key difference between TCP and UDP are like correct. TCP is correction oriented, UDP is connectionless, and TCP is like reliable, and UDP is not. TCP guarantees data is received in order. It has flow control and congestion control, but UDP doesn't. TCP slower due to overhead, but UDP is faster. The use cases, as I mentioned, like web browsing, file transfer, and emails for a TCP, and for UDP, it's a video streaming and gaming and DNS lookups. The use cases, as we already seen, uh, when the reliability is crucial, TCP can be used, like web browsing, ensure web pages load completely and correctly, file transferring, and ensure messages are delivered correctly for emailing. Then remote login ensures that the comments and data are received securely. Again, for UDP, streaming media like live streams where occasional loss of data doesn't affect the experience much, and gaming, like minimal latency is more important than retransmitting lost packets. Domain name system for fast query and response with no need of reliability, and like voice over IP prioritize low latency communication even if some packets are lost. So to conclude, TCP and UDP both are essential for communication on the internet, but they serve different purpose. TCP is best for reliable ordered communication, while UDP is optimal for fast real-time applications. So understanding when to use each protocol can help optimize network performance for specific needs. Thanks for watching.